Hey guys, welcome back to part 6. Yeah, Great Britain's turn, part 6. Alrighty, let's go and get started. So we've got Great Britain, European side. They have $28. I'm buying 6 infantry and a fighter. And then for the Pacific side, we have $17. I'm buying 2 artillery, a tank, and an infantry. Okay, all land units as you can see. And I'll go ahead and tell you the naval combat moves. Britain is a very reactionary play type player on this side of the board for the most part. And it's very reactionary play down here and up here. However, in the Mediterranean, you have the jump. You are going to have all the power, basically. So you gotta make the most of it while you can. Do the best that you can with what you have. So, I'll go ahead and focus on the Pacific side first. So we had 6 infantry, and artillery, and a fighter and a tactical bomber here in India. I took the cruiser and transport, brought an infantry and artillery over here to this battle. I would like to win this. I don't think I have the odds in my favor. It's a very dicey battle, but it'll be fun, and no matter what, I'm going to get rid of some Italian units that will cause me some great cumbersome pain later on. So, so if I can get rid of it now, the better off I'll be. Here we'll take this guy from West India, move into Eastern Persia. Here in Dashan State, we took 2 infantry and a fighter. Go ahead and, oops, sorry, not 2 infantry and a fighter. 5 infantry and a fighter, like so. And then here, this is an interesting one. The cruiser never usually survives past the first round, but it did this time, or it usually never survives. And so I went ahead and opted for the destroyer, fighter, tactical. Go ahead and wipe it out. I didn't have enough to reach this transport. Usually I would take the destroyer, go 1, 2, 3, wipe out the transport. That's very vital to the Japanese, but I cannot reach it with any air units or naval units, so that's kind of a bummer. But those are our attack moves. Now for over here, the extra infantry that's in on this Ethiopian battle came from Anglo-Egyptian Sudan. We'll move these guys up to Rhodesia, move this destroyer up into C-Zone 81. We'll move this infantry and artillery up just in case we get a chance to move it in. And then over here, we're going to take this destroyer and fighter against this damaged battleship. Hopefully we can knock it out and not lose a fighter. Now there was a bunch of planes here as well, but I'll talk about that in a second. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do the Toronto raid. Now, this is a very gutsy move as a British player. I've had success. I've also been diced before, and it hasn't been good. But if everything goes according to plan, which here I'm in a bit of a dilemma, I would like to put another fighter in this battle to make sure that I wipe out that transport and destroyer. Normally I would bring in the cruiser. However, the cruiser was destroyed by Germany, so now that's another thing I have to deal with. So the fighter came from Gibraltar, 1 into 92, 1 into 94, or 2 into 94, and then 3 into the battle, and then 4 will land on Malta. Okay, so that's that battle, and hopefully if we can destroy that destroyer, then this transport with that infantry and artillery will come in on this battle. Now this is also a very dicey move. This is very risky. However, if you are able to wipe out the entire Italian army in North Africa, all you have left is infantry and artillery, and we'll probably have a couple units down here. And then this destroyer transport will be gone, and this battleship cruiser transport will be gone. Potentially these 3 fighters. We'll see. So basically Italy will be left with its land units and this tiny little navy, a small force in Africa. And Italy will be in big trouble. So I usually opt for this because if I can wipe out these land units, then Italy is going to have a very hard time getting anywhere into the Middle East, especially with prior engagements in the Balkans as well. But anyway, over here we have battleship cruiser, 2 and 3 fighters, 2 Italian and 1 German, defending. And then here I brought the entire Navy, which is a destroyer, cruiser, and carrier with a tactical. And then I took one of the fighters from Malta into this battle. And then I brought the strategic bomber from London into this fight. And then I brought 2 fighters from London into this fight. So it leaves London a little bare, but it'll wipe out the Italian Navy, and it'll definitely hurt the Axis as a whole. Now there's a lot of things to consider here. You're never going to know what's going to happen dice-wise. The dice could just totally go against you, and you could just lose everything. Another factor is bringing all these airplanes down here into the Mediterranean leaves London very bare. It means that Germany has the option to go on Operation Sea Lion. They have the naval power, they have the naval force to do it, they have the land units to do it. They're showing offensive measures towards Russia, but they haven't attacked Russia yet, meaning that they are not at war, meaning that they can still do Operation Sea Lion. They have the air power to do it. They still have massive amounts of land units. They can definitely hurt the British by taking the capital. So that's something you have to consider, you have to think about. That's why I always buy this every single turn, because it's a responsible thing to do. It deters Germany from taking your capital and allows you to have a staging area for a landing in Europe. Now, besides that, I think that's about it. We're going to attack down here. We're going to try to wipe out all 3 of these Italian massive forces. We're going to try to destroy this damaged battleship. We're going to move in on the Japanese here, and we're going to move in on the Japanese here. So I will go ahead and tell you guys how the dice rolls will turn out in the next video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on Italy's turn.